Exams. They bring out a lot of emotions, excitement, pressure, or sometimes fear. Today, I'd like to talk about the attitude we should have when entering an exam. Hi, my name is Petrina. I've been teaching piano for over 15 years. Throughout the years, I've had the privilege to guide students of all ages through their musical journey, from their very first note to advanced performances and exams. My goal has always been to help students not just to play notes, but to truly connect with the music, grow through it, and to enjoy every step of the way. Don't let a score or even a failure define you as a musician. We don't practice to be perfect, but we practice to be in control. When my students tell me they're worried about an exam, I always ask them, what is the scariest thing you think might happen during the exam? Failing, letting their parents down, the examiner being too harsh, the world collapsing on them while it happens. I've failed my exams before. I've cried. I've wanted to quit, but at the end, I always go back to the practice room and ask, why did this happen? How can I do better? Each failure is a stepping stone to become a better musician. Don't let your capabilities define you either. What you can do today might be different from what you can do yesterday or what you will do tomorrow. That's why we practice. You're not a bad musician just because you can't do something right now. You're a growing musician. Think back to the day you started your instrument. You can't play a single note, and look at how far you've come. Don't let your score define your self-worth. Great scores shouldn't stop you from improving, while bad scores shouldn't stop you from trying. Scores can be strategic, but music is more than just a number. It's a conversation, it's an expression, and it's highly subjective. This reminds me of my past experience when I was doing my level 8 exam. At that time, I've submitted 2 entries for the same exam, which are 2 weeks apart. I failed the first one, and I've passed with merit on the second one. Brings me to the point that I have no idea what I've done differently at that time, but music can be very subjective. One examiner may fail you, while the other one can give you a merit. I've played better when you're not around. It was perfect at home. Those were the 2 things that I hear from my students a lot. Just like athletes, musicians need to perform in different circumstances and environments, different audiences, different halls, different acoustics, even different instruments. The goal is to become more and more consistent even when things feel off. There was once a student who told me her mom said she was disappointed in her playing at the recital. I honestly felt so bad for her. Did she make a mistake? Yes. Did adrenaline took over and make her rush? Probably. Did she embarrass herself? I don't think so. Should these be the only things that one should consider and focus on at a performance? Absolutely not. So I asked her to name a few things that she thought she did well at the performance. She kept going, her memorization was solid, she knew exactly how to recover from a mistake and keep the flow going. Sure, she can work on dynamics and touch, and probably stage presentation and a solid tempo, but she performed. I told her, you are not a failure, and you're definitely not a disappointment to me. Exams are useful, but they are not the ultimate goal. They are stepping stones, opportunities to learn, to reflect, and to grow. It teaches time management, discipline, and offers a second perspective. Another teacher's feedback might be the very thing that finally makes something click and helps us to think outside the box. I encourage students to play more inside and outside the syllabus, to enjoy the music and to express it beautifully. Then, if they choose to do an exam, they can perform something that they love or to explore something new with confidence. Of course, realistically speaking, when a student reaches to higher levels, Sometimes all they do is 4 to 6 pieces for an entire year in order to prepare for an exam. But consider the length of the pieces, the depth of the interpretation, and the focus it takes to perform the pieces fully and confidently and beautifully. A year may sound long, but in such scenario, it's not. It really takes time to mature a performance, and it's okay. You're not your scores. You're not your failures. You're a growing musician on a lifelong journey. I hope this video encourages you to pursue your exams with the right mindset. Good luck!